Yes, that is right. You're hearing background music. In the contract, my people got with his people, and we made this happen.
Word.
Gabe Vitek, live in studio. Just a taste of what's coming here. It's 90.3 The Rock, and my name is Benny Smith, and glad to have you guys listening out there and watching as well on UTTV The Rock Unplugged. You can check that out on UTTV every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 9. And that is Channel 194 on the Comcast Digital Package, Channel 65 on campus. What we do is we get these live in-studio performances. Of course, you hear them live on the radio, and we videotape those bad boys as well, edit them down, and make them into about a 30-minute program, again, every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 9 o'clock on UTTV. And with us today, straight out of Belmont, if you will, definitely Nashville, and we'll, like I said, make it even more proper to say the Belmont University community down there. Gabe Vitek.
That sounded awesome. That was like straight out of Compton. Straight out of Belmont.
I thought that would kind of go right along with the, the introduction music there, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Great to have you, man. This is something we've been working on this, I guess, since, was it September, I guess, when basically 90.3 The Rock did a celebrity bartender night down at Prez Pub.
That's right.
You played kind of the happy hour part of that, and we were digging it a lot, and we got the new, well, at the time, I guess his latest CD, debut CD, right? And is it Gabe Vitek? Is that right?
Vitek, let's just briefly summarize the history of Vitek.
Absolutely.
Slovakian.
Okay.
Started off Švlitik.
All right.
Brought it over here. Some ancestors did, and us Americans, we can't figure that out. So we had to dumb it down a little bit to Vitek.
Down. Yeah.
And there it is.
There you have it. And they don't call us the College of Rock for nothing. You do learn something here. Even if you're not paying tuition, you just got a lesson on how to pronounce Gabe's last name. And it's Gabe Vitek in the Ivory when he's touring and playing with the band, and the whole record is with the band. But today it's him and his keyboards, and we really enjoyed the set that he did that night during happy hour for our big celebrity bartender deal we did with the Fun House. And
that was fun.
It was fun. And since then, we have been playing voices as well from the CD.
Thank you
and
so
digging
much
it. Absolutely,
That's
man.
Awesome.
Very, very cool stuff. And we said, well, when you're back in town, let's make it happen. Come in and play live. We'll do the TV thing. And lo and behold, we made that happen, and that's a very cool thing. Now, we want to make sure folks know that the Prez Pub show is not happening tonight, right? Going to be at a later date,
That's
probably.
right. We were on our way here, and the back end of the tour bus fell off.
Wow.
And so all the rest of the instruments blew up on the highway.
Hey, I hate when that happens. A Spinal Tap moment in the Gabe Vitek history there. So
luckily, this keyboard made it all right. It's pretty tough. I just picked it up and walked here with it. So
well, we're glad you and the keys made it, man. Like I said, we've been looking forward to it. Been playing the debut CD, but in talking with you, you've got some new stuff you're working on as well, and a new record and a new project you're working on. We're going to come back and talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about the Belmont University scene and kind of the energy and all that goes down there, because there's a lot of great musicians, a lot of great things going on down there as well. We just had Michael Ford, like I said, came in last month at some point as well, and the Apache Ready. Really, really cool project there. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and describe his music a little bit as well. But first, we're going to let him do what he does best. And why don't you go ahead and do us a song live, brother? What you going to do?
I'm going to do a song called Your Turn. This is going to be on the new record.
So it's new stuff, right? Yeah. Gabe Vitek live here on the 90.3 The Rock and UTTV The Rock Unplugged. Have at it, man.
Mama told me about 10 years ago, get out, scrape your knees and let your mind grow. I've been way up high and way down low. Well, if you never try, then you'll never know. You better get up, look around, the world's here for you. See, my father told me about 10 years ago, you keep your mind straight, but let your heart flow. I climb way up high and never let go. Well, if you never try, then you'll never know. Oh, you better get up, look around, the world's here for you. Get up. there for you. Yeah. Oh, it's your turn. See, I was a child about 10 years ago, and slowly I'm molded into someone I know. I put my faith on the line and hope that it holds, yeah. Well, do we go and we die, we may never know. Oh, you better get up, boy, get up, boy. 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 You better get up, oh, get up, get up. You better get up, get up. You better get up, get you some, get up, oh, get up, Bojangles, get up, oh, get up, get up.
Great stuff, man. Love that tune.
Thanks, man.
Very cool. Brand new tune, basically, you're saying, right?
Brand spanking.
Going to be on the new project, which tentatively titled, but possibly going to happen, Devil Don't You, right?
Devil Don't You.
Yeah. And that could definitely go a lot of different directions there in a lot of different ways.
Getting in the studio with that one in late January, and so hoping to release it maybe in March.
Very cool.
Sometime in the spring.
Now, that'll be a project, though, where you are back pretty much whole band, I guess?
Yes.
And the band is the Ivory, pretty much?
Yes,
I mean,
actually, this is going to be my first release just with my name, Gabe Vitek. And
cool.
The band's going to be a little different, too. It's usually, it has been a four-piece in the past with drums, bass, guitar, and piano. And now I've kind of replaced guitar with a horn section. And I'm going to have some lovely lady gospel background singers as well.
Very cool.
So it's kind of going toward like a Motown rock gospel kind of thing.
Definitely filling out the sound a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be real rootsy, going to be real raw. Pretty excited.
And I did read something, I guess, on one of the Facebook, MySpace, something brought up a little bit of a comparison to Jamie Cullum. That definitely sounds kind of along the lines of what he does, what that whole sound, a very soulful, kind of blue-eyed soul sound as well, and mixing it with a really cool poppy edge to it as well, which is really kind of what you're all about. I mean, there's a very cool pop sensibility about your writing, about your music as well. I guess, do you write everything using a keyboard? Do you ever try the guitar? I mean, do you play guitar
I
even?
suck at the guitar. Something I would like to be able to do. But no, usually a song will just kind of pop into my head at some random time, whether I'm just like walking down the street, sitting in class, laying in bed. Usually not sitting down at the keyboard.
Right.
So this idea will come to me, and then I have to go shed it out on the keyboard.
Now, do you have one of those like tape recording keychains where you kind of
my cell phone,
Yeah.
my cell phone, and thankfully it holds its own and keeps it somewhat recognizable, so I can translate later. But
that's pretty cool, because in the past 6 to 10 months, at least year maybe, more and more musicians have said that same thing. They're like, man, I'll have an idea pop into my head, and I'll grab my iPhone or I'll grab my phone, and I'll just, lay it down right there. Either it's a lyric, it's a melody, it's something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this whole telephone is your everything thing is catching on.
So thank you, Samsung, and where's the sponsorship?
Waiting on that one. Yeah, I just got one of those new Verizon Droids yesterday, and having to relearn everything all over again. But again, technology is a good thing. And,
absolutely.
And in your case, that's really cool, by being able to literally, because I'm sure the best stuff probably hits you when you're not sitting down and songwriting, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, as far as inspiration.
Yeah, you can't plan it. It is totally on the spot. It just happens. So.
Who's some other artist, growing up listening to, or even now, that really influenced what you did and maybe made you think, I want to do what that dude's doing, or what that dudette's doing, or what that band's doing? Who's really kind of helped get you to where you are now with the Gabe Vitek and the sound you make and the music you make?
Yeah, well, my parents just listened to a ton of oldies, 60s and 70s music, so I was listening to anyone who was anyone that was on oldies radio during that time. The Beatles, Paul Simon, you name it. And so I think that kind of laid the base for me. And then
once I kind of got into my adolescent years, started really listening to a lot of Dave Matthews, and I think he was a big influence. But
Sure. Do you really get, I mean, you stretch it a little bit even like with Coldplay and,
Yeah.
with stuff like that as
Sure.
well. And I think I saw Damien Rice listed
Yep.
as somebody, which is he's just amazing.
Yeah.
And really, really cool stuff. Now, you do a cool mix of cover stuff as far as when you perform as well, too. So
That's true.
that's a really nice singing and a neat way to kind of bring those influences, I guess, into what your performance is other than just your original stuff, isn't it?
absolutely, yeah, it's really fun to go back and pull out an old dusty song and make it new again. So,
Right, kind of
yeah.
put your touch to it.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little again. Gabe Vitek in studio and was scheduled to perform at Preservation Pub tonight. You're also checking him out on UTTV The Rock Unplugged. My name's Benny Smith. Glad to have you here listening to us on the radio and checking us out on TV. Show tonight at Preservation Pub not going to happen. He will be back at a later date. Keep it tuned to 90.3 The Rock. We'll let you know when that happens as well. Tell us a little bit about that scene down there at Belmont University in Nashville. Really, really cool scene. A lot of musicians, a lot of musician wannabes,
Yes.
a lot of folks who want to be in the industry, as they say. And then you've got the whole RIM program down at MTSU as well. But there's a really cool synergy down there, isn't there? A really kind of organic thing.
There
I mean, like I
is.
said, with Michael Ford, you know those guys. It's a really cool buzz down there. Isn't there?
So many great creative artists that just push you to the limit and take you to the next level, and it can be really frustrating to just keep your head above the water. But I think in the end it's good, and those who are persistent and do have a passion that can get them through all the competition, that they'll get through it and come out on top.
I was going to say, at a place like Belmont, the bar is already pretty high. I mean,
Yeah.
it's raised pretty high, and I'm sure there's some healthy competition, I'm sure, going on
Absolutely.
between each other, and not just for grades, but to see who can kind of come out and make a buzz with their music. But I guess one of the other cool things is, if you need a good drummer, if you need a good bass player, you need a good backup singer, I guess you don't have to go too far to find one
It's
down
all
there.
right, all the ingredients are right there. You're right, and it is competitive, but it is really friendly too. And there's a lot of support, and we all go out to each other's shows, and
Very fraternal thing. So.
Yeah.
And like I said, too, it just seems Nashville, the last 5-10 years, really been changing a lot and providing a bit more of an organic scene from the ground floor up. It's not just, you got to be in the industry and you got to know somebody. It seems like folks are, more and more people are able to pay their dues, if you will, in Nashville now, as opposed to just coming in and knowing somebody and then, getting that gig. And there's more venues to play as well, I'm sure, too. So.
yeah. Artists have just become smarter and have figured out ways to do it on an independent level, and using their a business sense and getting through it.
And having things like GarageBand and stuff like
That's
that, your
right,
own
that's
software
true.
makes it a lot easier, too. Gabe Vitek live in studio here on 90.3 The Rock and on UTTV The Rock Unplugged in town. Did the Blue play today with our friends at WDVX? I'm sure that was a lot of fun.
That
They do
was
a great
great.
thing down there. It's always a lot of fun at noon.
Yes.
Most musicians don't even see noon. They usually 3 o'clock's about the time they get up, much less perform at noon. That's a cool thing down there.
We saw 5:30 this morning, and I am feeling it.
I'll bet. Well, I guess this is probably your last gasp right here as far as today
Yeah.
goes. So we're really glad you took time to be with us. How about another tune, man? Can you do us another one live?
Let's do it.
Very cool. This is Gabe Vitek live in studio on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV The Rock Unplugged. What you going to do, man?
This is a song called Rooftops. It's off. It's on Voices.
Absolutely. It's a good one.
Alarm pierces my dream, only 6 a.m. End of step follow, step follow, step follow, stop, go. Faces blank, no attention received again.